Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa. This is my colleague, Dmitry. And today, we would like to show you the power of open banking and how it influences the major players in the market. In today's demo, we're going to cover two major use cases, the bank compliance side and third-party access. For the demo purposes, we are going to use one of our clients' bank app, Norvik Banka from Latvia. Here we can see a typical mobile banking app. As an end customer, I can see my account details, I can browse through my transaction history, and of course, I can make payments. But here's one more difference. I can actually connect other bank accounts to my Norvik app. In this case, Norvik is acting as a third party who gets access to account information and payment initiation channels of all the banks across Europe using SaltEdge Unified API layer. While the banks towards which the end customer is trying to connect, Eubank, is using SaltEdge Compliance Solution, which enables the bank to become fully compliant with all the PSD2 requirements in a span of a few months. Before we're going to the next stage, the customer shall agree with the consent management that SaltEdge provides as a part of the compliance solution. As the connection is being established for the first time, the linking shall be configured in the second-factor authentication. In this case, the EU bank is providing their end customer SaltEdge dynamic linking authenticator app. We are going now to our authenticator, and we simply press authorize before we make the connection actually happening. We are going back to the Norvik application, and we can immediately see that the connection has been successful. And as a customer, I can see my payment account of my EU bank right in my Norvik app. I can see my transaction history, and of course, I can make payments out of it. But let's see how the payment flow actually works in this case. I have my landlord just issued my invoice for apartments, and I will ask Dmitry to make the payment going through. Unfortunately, I haven't managed to add my landlord to my trusted list just yet, and because the amount is much over 50 euros, I will need to use my second-factor authentication once again. We are going back to the authenticator, and instead of using the copy-paste of the codes from one app to another, for the user convenience, the codes generated based on the pay name and pay amount are being transferred in the background from the app to the API and to Banking Core. While the end customer can simply review what kind of information he wants to make payment going through, so he can see the fees applicable to it, initial balance, the total amount, and he can simply press allow button to make it going. We're now going back to the Norvik app, and we see that transaction has been successfully accomplished. The landlord gets an instant notification that the payment has been successful, as the entire process has been done using instant payment. This is how easy the open banking can become for the end customer, making the transactions happening really fast and requiring just a single app to manage all my accounts. While for Norvik Banka, who is acting as a third party, he earns customer loyalty, as the user is using this particular app for his day-to-day banking experience. But let's get back to the bank compliance side in the first place. The EU Bank Manager can monitor the entire TTP activity from the dashboard. He can see the payments which were being happening. He can review what kind of data has been accessed by third parties, and even report the frauds if something seems suspicious. He can review the consents given by the end customers and late payments which have been happened. Here, by the way, you can see the invoice that I've just done. He can also propose some trusted beneficiaries to the entire customer base. And of course, he can review the TTPs that have the connection to AISP and PISP flows. In this case, SaltEdge takes care of the entire onboarding process of the TTP. We provide them with a testing environment and ISP, PISP channels, so the bank won't need to worry about any TTP interconnectivity at all. In this case, SaltEdge is also acting as an additional firewall between the bank and third parties, making any mass breaches simply impossible. The only thing which the bank customer has to do is to approve the TTP before they can go live. And that's it. The rest of the flow is being taken care of by SaltEdge team. Besides that, SaltEdge compliance allows to have the consent management system for the end customer. It can be either integrated in the mobile banking solution, or it can be simply a linked to the web banking and be redirected to Priora compliance. In this case, as an end customer, I can revoke any rights given to third parties at any time. I can review and add new trusted beneficiaries for my convenience. And I can see what kind of payments I've been doing lately using third parties. SaltEdge compliance solution allow any bank to meet all the PSD2 requirements in a time and cost-efficient manner. From TTP communication to a strong customer identification and consent management system, SaltEdge takes care of it all. While from another hand, any third party who needs access to account information and payment initiation can get access to all of the banks across European Union and even beyond using SaltEdge Unified Gateway. SaltEdge Unified Gateway layer is already connected to over 2,600 banks in over 60 countries, and it's available already today. If it sounds interesting or you'd like to learn more, please approach us after the demo at our booth or visit saltedge.com and let's get started. Thank you for your attention.